Teach the children, teach the babies. Wake up, everybody, and no more sleeping in bed. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Qiana.
I am the one and only Miss Dad.
Hold on, let me do that one more time. There we go. Try that.
I am
Yeah.
one and only Miss Dad.
Yeah. And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that.
See that?
And we like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, what's good, y'all. What's good? What's good?
The work is all good.
The work is all good.
Good morning, Shayna.
Yeah, Shayna's in here.
Oh.
Shayna in the building.
Shayna in the building, baby. Good morning, peeps. I see you.
What the business is.
Yes. There's a lot of business happening, man. And so we got a
Big
power
business.
pack ride. We waiting on King Reed, man. King Reed, where you at, man? These topics is King Readable.
So
Go ahead.
we don't know if he coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
we know.
Yeah, he gonna be around.
Oh,
So-
I
send out the bat signal, man. Just
send the bat signal. Don't say nothing else.
yeah, because it's gonna be power packed. So we're talking about the woman king. We're talking about
The woman king.
the woman king.
So first,
we gonna get there.
Woman King.
We gonna get there. We gonna get there.
Woman King.
We-
First thing I want to say.
We gonna set it up. So let's wait. Let's wait till King Reed get here. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have all these. We're gonna have all conversations, y'all. We're gonna talk about all. the
Shayna
stuff.
say it's the DL for her.
Yeah, the women on the DL. That's
What?
Yeah,
That's in the topic.
That's the topic. That was a Reno thing.
That was a Reno spot.
But
yeah.
we were kind of talking about it off air a little bit.
Yeah, but like we do.
Yes.
So
This day in history.
you ready for that one?
Yeah, let's go there.
You ain't ready for this?
Go ahead,
one?
go.
You ain't ready for this one? Okay.
Making history today, y'all.
We making history. So today is September 16th.
Mm-hmm.
It is the 259th day of the Gregorian calendar year. The Pilgrims left England on the Mayflower. A bomb in front of Wall Street, J.P. Morgan building killed 38 people. 8 people escaped Germany in a hot air balloon. September 16th, 1893, also began the largest run in history. Hold on. Oh, wait. The largest land run, in history begins with more than 100,000 people pouring into the Cherokee Strip of Oklahoma to claim valuable land that once belonged to Native Americans. They basically call this the Trail of Tears. So it says, with a single shot from a pistol, a mad dash began, and land-hungry pioneers on horseback and in carriages raced forward to stake their claims to the best acres. Ironically, not many years before that, the same land had once been considered worthless desert. I see you. Let me set it up. It had been considered worthless desert. Early explorers of Oklahoma believed that the territory was too arid and treeless for white settlement, but several suggested that it might be the perfect place to resettle Native Americans whose rich and fertile lands in the Southeast were increasingly coveted by Americans. The U.S. government later took this advice and began removing Eastern tribes like the Cherokee and Choctaw to Oklahoma territory in 1817. No more eager than the whites to leave their green and well-watered lands for the arid plains, some Native Americans resisted and had to be removed by force, most tragically, the 18,000 Cherokee who died during the brutal overland march, and it became known as the Trail of Tears. And today is actually Trail of Tears Commemoration Day.
So can I say this?
Yes, sir.
So when we read in history, they call them pioneers instead of criminals, instead of kidnappers, hostage takers. They're called pioneers.
Yeah.
Like still,
Yeah.
even after you know what the story consists of, robbery, mayhem, and murder.
Yeah.
And they still get to be called pioneers.
Yeah. And settlers. They call them. They call them
no,
settlers.
they were criminals. They were murderers. They were kidnappers.
Yeah.
They were all the other things.
Right.
Everything but a pioneer. You didn't pioneer nothing. You murdered people and you stole land. That's not pioneering. That's piracy.
Yeah.
Not pioneering. You were pirates. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what your governor would say? We don't stop this stay woke segment at all.
No, not at all.
I'm just saying I don't feel
No, I'm
good
agreeing with
when I
you,
hear them say that.
but when you break it down and like that, if we were in the school system,
You couldn't call him a murderer. That's why I ain't in the school system. See, that's why I'm on the Tampa Bay Brothers Club, because those weren't pioneers. They were pirates. They were murderers.
Yeah. Stealing
land.
Yeah.
You know, they talking about literally taking the land and then at the same breath call them settlers. You ain't no settler. You a doggone murderer.
Well, we see it even here when Demon's Landing, the Black Beach.
Yep.
They didn't want that area. And
wait a minute, what? Demon's Landing was a black beach?
Oh, did you not know, sir?
Yeah.
What was the name of the beach? Mole Beach?
I don't know what it was
Yeah,
called.
I think it was. Yeah, it was. And they took it.
Yeah, they took it.
Because remember,
and we still don't got it right now.
No, and then the water wasn't as as valuable to them.
No. What it was
they didn't think. Go ahead.
When they created the plans for a lot of cities,
Mm-hmm.
the racism actually put us in the best land.
Right.
Okay.
We on the high ground, like still to this day, we on the highest ground.
Yeah. We
was by the water, and see they had this. What you done did, Bob? No. And they had to redraw
the lines because regardless of what they give us, we can make it beautiful.
We do that.
That's what it said with the Trail of Tears. So they said originally that they didn't want the land because it was dry, it was arid. But then they made some innovations in the way they do farming, and then it made the landing more attractive. And so again, also today is National Trail of Tears Commemoration Day. It marks this atrocious event in history. And let me see. I think that's it on that, y'all. Yeah. So, today is also a big day in history for me. Personal history. It's my wife's birthday.
I'm about to say,
it's my wife's birthday.
It's my wife's birthday. It's my wife's birthday. It's my wife's birthday. Boom, 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 boom. So what y'all got some plans?
We do, but nothing like crazy. Yeah.
Just y'all, the family, like the kids.
Family, we're doing dinner. We're gonna do family dinner.
Okay.
And then hang out Friday night. We kind of do that almost every other Friday night anyway. So we just so it's gonna be a special Friday night. But yeah, so
it's gonna be all about her.
All about her. Shout out to my baby. My baby.
I love it.
Love you, girl. So city leaders met with youth football teams.
Oh, I was there.
Yeah.
You were in the building. Go ahead. You and Reno.
Yeah. So St. Pete leaders, youth football representatives, and the community came together on Wednesday night to discuss creating a safer environment for the city's youth football league following a recent incident. Tell me about it. What was good?
My number one thought of the whole meeting and the whole process, to make our youth football game safer, it starts at home. Right.
Okay.
It starts before the game starts. Right. I love, meeting the leaders that's running those teams.
Right.
Presidents.
Okay.
Because they're doing a job that's needed to be done. And a lot of times they take a lot of flack for things that's happening at the games when
they have no control.
It's not them. It's nothing they can do about it. It's something that happened at school. It's something that happened in the neighborhood. It's something that happens somewhere else that, comes out at the games.
Right.
And then they get the bad look for it because it's like it's them. Right. But the reality is like a lot of them were saying, a lot of this stuff and the solutions are not going to be at the game. It's going to be before the game starts.
Okay.
The resources, the stuff they need, because you got to think they're like watching the kids for 5 hours.
Right.
The most crucial 5 hours after school. So that's the time when kids go to jail. That's the time when kids get in the most trouble, especially black kids.
Yeah, right after school.
Right after school, those 4-5 hours when the games, or not the games, but practice is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're doing a very important job for our community. We can't look down on these teams or these players, because when things happen, a lot of times it's not actually the organizations. It's somebody or something that came to the game.
Right.
This is true.
Right. And what they said was that the mayor, he was there.
The mayor was there.
So in addition to the mayor, it was
2 city council members. It was the chief of police, a couple chiefs of police.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to kick.
But this is the thing.
Kick them out of the league that they're in.
But this is the thing.
They're trying to kick who out of the league?
some of the
teams that
some of the
getting this
teams.
stuff. But this is
okay.
But this is the issue, right? Because I wouldn't have known this if I wouldn't have went. But it's important to have those meetings, but not just when something bad happens. We got to have those type of meetings before something happens at the game.
Right.
But one of the most important things that I learned was that the steps a lot of these programs are taking to keep the kids safe.
Right.
When you hear it, it's like, whoa, I didn't know y'all do that. I didn't know that was going on.
Right.
And to be truthful, a lot of the elected officials didn't know that these men are doing these
all
things.
Of the things that they've been
they're doing to try to keep the game safe and try to keep stuff safe.
Right.
And we don't give them enough credit.
Because they're at this point, what they're doing, they're changing the times for the older kids. Like when there's a hostile game or they know it's a big rival, they'll take the older kids, which would typically be the latest game, and put them up in the middle of the day to try to diffuse what's going on.
What they create now the game that would have had the people at the end, now those people are at the game all day.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So now, like one of the coaches said, now that creates a different problem. Yeah. Because at first you had the most rowdiest bunch that would come at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Now the rowdiest bunch comes early and stays till the end.
Okay.
You got to get what I'm saying. So you got to pick your poison.
I got you, because if you do it later, they don't get there till later.
Yes.
But now they get there earlier and they stay in longer.
Yes. Right. Once they in there.
So you got to, like what the coach said, you got to pick your poison. You got to look what you asking for.
Right.
You asking for things, but you're not on the field. You're not like intimate with this organizations and what's going on. So you wouldn't even know that that's an issue.
Right.
Yeah. And the mayor said that this is not the last meeting and we do have the resources. Well said. He said, and when you're mayor, you've got some things that you can just do. So he said funding and communication, the need for more money to address safety at the games was a hot topic during the discussion. I guess they talked about the way that they have to pay for policing.
So paying for police, paying for security.
When you're hiring police for events, it's very expensive.
Yeah. That's something I think that the city should be helping out with. And the reason I say that, because like I say, these games and these little league sports are actually serving service. For the community.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not looking at it as a service, you're going to always try to tax them. You always try to put them in a situation. But when you really look at it, they're taking 200 to 300 kids from off the streets, from out the playgrounds, and put them in a controlled environment for 5-6 hours after school.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? How valuable is that?
Yeah.
We got to invest in it. We got to.
So let's say, they're doing so they take them all day Saturday. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
Right after school, they have them for about 2 hours. It's 6:30 to 8:30 practice is.
Okay. So a couple hours.
Yeah, right there. Typically, when you're looking at it,
I'm just giving them more hours. You ain't giving them people all them hours.
You ain't been practicing a long time.
But no, because it used to be 6 to 8, but then they switched it up to 6:30 to 8:30. But then they do kind of linger on a little bit. Maybe they get there a little bit earlier. So
leave a little late.
So let's say they have them there for about, but that's still a nice significant time.
Very significant.
When you're looking at right before the sunset and all that other great stuff.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Thank y'all, man. Yeah. All the organizations, from Lakewood to
St. Pete. I don't know. Is Childs Park still there?
Yeah, Childs Park was there. Thank all y'all for all the work y'all doing, and big shout out to the mayor for looking to do something that could have been done decades ago.
Right, and Shana just say, it's still about 15 to 16 hours a week that they have the kids.
Yes, and to be honest, like I say.
And you're not thinking of extra practices because they do that on the off season. When they have their bye games.
That was one of the things they talked about. Being able to do it year round, having the resources. For those big games, there's no facility in St. Pete that can hold those big games.
Okay.
And so that's something I learned there.
Right.
I'm it ain't it's so many people that want to come to those bigger games,
but there's
no facility for
because you have 31st, right? So you're looking at there's 2 facilities, right?
Okay.
One holds Gibbs and then one holds Lakewood. And so they can't have games at the same time. They have to flip-flop. And then you have St. Pete.
Right.
Right, which has a bigger field but less parking.
Okay.
When you're looking at, just look at the parking over there. There's not a lot of parking. You just kind of park wherever.
You're right.
You know
but I feel
that's
parking, but that ain't parking.
But that ain't, and then the same thing with Lakewood. Like they have that big old field, but you end up parking in the neighborhood
or in the church, right? Yeah, the church.
I think the church is their parking lot.
The church is the parking lot,
but no, it ain't.
No, it's not.
It's not. They parking lot right behind the thing.
There. So when you look across,
but you end up in the church. Because I remember my grandson played, and we always parked in the church.
So you think of you got you're parking either in Wells Fargo, right? And I don't think they want you there, but I may be wrong.
Right.
Then you have the church parking lot, and then you have Walgreens that's right there.
Yep, right.
Where you're looking at the parking, and then across the street you have Publix. So you're right. We don't have like a big enough facility. Back in the days, Lakewood used to be over there, Lakewood Country Club.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And that used to be the Lakewood field.
That was a little more accommodating. I don't know though.
Yeah, it was. It did. It had a lot more parking.
Right.
When you look at it, but yeah.
And some of the other key takeaways that they had from the event, they said, was increasing communication between schools and coaches, community organizations, and city representatives. The city also listed strategies that it recently implemented to create a safer environment. These include mandatory security screenings before entrance. Did they talk about that? The mandatory screenings.
A lot of them have already been doing it, and that's one of the things the coaches was talking about. A lot of stuff that they bring into the table, like is new, is what they've been doing.
Okay,
these things that they've been doing, and they feeling like attacked because it's like, hey, we doing all that plus mode.
So you saying? They come in the meeting saying y'all should be.
And they say
we are.
Like, hey, we already doing that. So y'all saying we should do this, but none of y'all coming out there. That was one of the main things that was said. Is like, hey, y'all got all these accusatory accusations, but you haven't been out there. You're not coming out there with the churn. You're not coming just in the parking lot to look at what's going on.
Right.
Because they're doing all the things that have been suggested and more.
Right, because they also, when the fights break out, they then restrict other people from coming to the games. So
like a suspension.
Like it'd be like, we're gonna have the game on Wednesday, and only people that can come is the parents, and not just saying not just saying I'm your mom and your daddy. Like your name need to be on that birth certificate.
Oh no, that feel wild to me.
But I mean, when you're thinking you're trying to keep people safe, you have to go to the extreme measure.
But when you keep people safe, and I hear that, to keep people safe. And that's what they was talking about. We have to do more on the front end.
On the front end.
But this is why.
Don't wait till the game come to try to keep people safe, because testosterone, pride, is a lot going on, and anything can happen.
Right. So what happened is, when this extreme measure happens, it's because something has happened. So at this point,
it's a reaction.
It's a reaction. So so when you look at it, they have this big old fight, right? The league that they in already are looking for a reason to put them out, right? Because there's no longer a Pinellas County football league. PYFC has been demolished for years.
Okay, demolished. That's the word of the day.
Right?
Demolished, but why? I ain't gonna worry about why.
Right.
We'll talk about that later.
So it's been demolished for years. So our players have been looking at little league teams, look for outside leagues to get in. At one point in time, St. Pete was on one side at one league, and Lakewood was at another league.
Yeah, I remember
right?
that.
And
then they came back.
They came back in the league.
Yeah.
But like their games and things like that are far out as well. So they're not in a Pinellas County league.
Qiana says that's crazy. The parents can't come all the time, so the kids can't have support.
No,
I'm an auntie with adult kids. I'm just saying.
No, so Qiana, to answer your question, what happens is what made them restrict that game. I know for sure that they said only the parents sits on the birth certificate. It was a huge fight that happened on the Saturday game.
Listen,
so
it's unacceptable.
So it was a huge fight where everybody was fighting. They had to clear it out.
Stampedes, people running,
everything, and then they still had to have that game. So when they rescheduled the game, they said, listen, only people that can come to the game are people that are football coaches that have badges. Okay. You have to have a badge, and you have to have like your name need to be on the birth certificate. Now I'm not in Little League. at this point you had to do something extreme measure to protect the children, because unfortunately we say this all. What happened is one bad apple spoils a bunch.
So was it the parents fighting?
It was every
so what I've heard, right?
But
it was individuals who jumped the gate and that type of thing. So I used to be one of those people who jumped the gate.
But yeah, parents ain't jumping gates though.
And who knows? I'm not gonna listen. I don't know. We don't know. They say there's a lot going on.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, sir.
But the reality is,
so they jumped the gate for what purpose?
So usually, I'm talking about myself. When we jumped the gate, we didn't want to pay, and we wanted to be a part of what was going on.
Okay,
got
it. That's not. So let's say that's not. The people who jump in the gate is typically children.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're trying to get in without paying.
But when we jump the gate, like we either gonna shut it down or it's something. Right, we're not just jumping the gate to watch the game.
Again,
you get what I'm saying?
No. But what
not
I'm
all
saying,
the time. Sometimes.
No, but what I'm saying, this was grown-ups who paid to get in the game.
That's what they say.
That started the fight. Ain't no grown-up unless
hold on.
Not all.
Let me straighten this out.
Let's go ahead.
So the paid participants started the melee. What they were saying was some individuals jumped the gate, and created the confusion. I ain't saying who ain't get in it and who ain't not get in it, but they were saying.
But the ones who jumped
these
the gate
weren't even people who got wanted. These weren't even people who got served down.
Okay.
And then the melee started.
It's making sense for me now because I'm trying to figure that out.
They got gangster people running, cheering, getting trampled, and that's what we can't have.
Right.
We cannot have that. That's unacceptable. You know. And then we got to also talk to people in the community about how to handle, disagreements.
Yeah.
When your child get tackled too hard, what do you do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because people don't know. I'm just saying.
No, I mean, we just talked about, I think we were talking about conflict resolution.
That's
right.
That's right. Yeah.
I think
management.
This is very important. This is a skill that that needs to be taught. That is not.
Yep, it's a tool. It's actually a tool.
It really is. So, so you listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, the new 99 Jams morning show right here on 99.1 WUJM.
I know what else. I wanted to go back to a topic.
Okay.
Wednesday we were talking about the fair.
Okay. Yes. The state fair. Florida State Fair.
When they kicked the boy out.
Yeah, in the lawsuit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, keep going, Qiana. Let's go. Don't get distracted. Stay focused.
It's so hard sometimes. But no, so I went and did more research.
Okay,
right. The fair owes them the money.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you coming back with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was my consistency at the end of after we talked about it. After we workshopped.
That's what we did. That was a workshop.
Hey, so for you don't know, let me just kind of break it down for you. Actually, he was running around in the fair and they kicked him out. Not that it was rowdy, he was fighting or anything else. He was actually just running and playing and he got kicked out. This is the fair. I don't think you should be getting kicked out for running. You should be told to stop.
Yeah.
But you're at the fair. You're playing. Yeah. So this they handled it wrong. So this was unacceptable, right? In my and Qiana defense, right?
Yeah.
The lawyer Qiana saying unacceptable, right? To throw a 14-year-old out for running. Yeah. That's what kids do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
at a fair.
Is the energy,
right?
And
I understand, but you still want to keep people safe. It's easy, honestly. So, and then when Sharonda called, you're hiring them. Technically, you are babysitters in there, right?
I told you.
So here we go. So here you go. If somebody's running in there, babysitter, you stop them. Yeah. You don't kick them out, you know?
Right.
Then
you don't put them outside the house.
Right.
And don't call your mama.
Okay, so then here is the next problem that I have is that they kicked them out in an area and the sheriff did come out there and say, hey, I was responsible for which area they was kicked out. Ooh. They did not have a proper plan because they kicked them out on the side that was not the designated area for where the pickup at, right?
Yeah.
So they kicked them out, didn't think it all through. And so this little boy couldn't get back in to go to the designated pickup area, and then he was going around I-4 so that he can get to the designated area.
You know
so you know
they
what?
Wrong.
Y'all are dead. So this fair before this lawsuit, they paid their money.
Oh, they summed
it up. Are you serious?
Oh no, before this lawsuit, the fair say, "Hey, here go your money." It's the sheriffs who is now going.
Is that our sheriff?
Taking it all.
Or is it Hillsborough?
They're the ones who is now in court with them. The fair say, "Hey, yo, I take responsibility." They
Hillsborough. This is Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Y'all need to pay them people, man. Yeah. Stop playing with them. It's probably more than y'all want to pay. You know what I'm saying? I know how settlements go. Right. You would settle, but it's a little bit more. You need to pay them people because a life is priceless. Absolutely. A young life was lost. You know, Hillsborough County paid them people, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Thank you for that. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Okay, so while we doing this, let me tell you another thing that I found out.
Okay. Well, but wait, there's more.
There's more. So we talked about the independent labels.
Okay, we did.
Right.
Oh, the imprints.
Yes. No.
Imprint is independent.
No.
Hold on, before we get too far going, let's
go.
Let me take some of these.
I want to hear this one
too. I do. I want to take some of these comments though. We got let me see. We had Shayna. It's not showing me the name, but it says Facebook user. It said, Brother John, black people only jump gates to get whoop ass.
Listen,
or run from the police.
Listen, bottom and top line.
Damien.
Bottom and top line.
Lots of people don't have conflict resolution.
Yup.
And Mama Blue.
We need to invest in conflict resolution in the community.
We really do.
When you want to get a problem solved, you solve it before it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mama Blue said, my grandson just started playing for St. Pete High, and I'm prepping myself for when he gets hit. But because that's real. And then they said that's why you have liability. That's why you have liability insurance. There's another one. And so so no, it's just absolutely solutions available. Go ahead.
Oh no. Okay, so
labels.
I'm starting with the independent.
Okay,
independent label operates with Now I'm gonna tell you, Reno comes in and just shake up everything.
Yes, that's true.
That's true. Now I'm gonna say we're not gonna be able to keep Jabbar focused. Yeah, you see, he already
out of seat.
Right.
Voltron is formed. Voltron.
Now he been sitting in the seat my partner is crying.
Chilling. He was chilling.
But anyway, so independent label operates without any distribution or funds from a major label.
Okay.
Once you get distribution and funds, you're no longer independent.
Right, but you're not a major.
Sold and packaged.
There you go. So I just wanted to clear that up.
I was really on that because I was a part of the industry.
Okay.
And one of the things I learned that kind of really froze me from it is that none of these labels are truly independent.
Yeah.
Well, they start out, but eventually
they're literally called imprint labels. An imprint,
so they're subcontractors.
No, it's not even that. They're not even subcontractors.
They're employees.
Imprint is literally under the control of the major label.
Okay.
They find artists. They fund the artists. They fund the whole campaign.
And the
number one example of an imprint was Cash Money Records.
That was an imprint.
Man, I threw my phone. Yeah. This is the number one label, like almost in Black history.
Yeah.
But it would never touch Motown because they're not doing what Motown did.
In the way that
they're not doing what Barry Gordy did.
Good morning, Sean.
So basically what you're saying, Breno, is that like the person who go out and scout the football players for the team. You know what I'm saying?
They not even that, but
they ain't even scout. They ain't even bring the good talent into the major label. That was in the major label.
No. What I'm not gonna let you do is disrespect them like that.
No, I'm just trying to break it down to simple terms.
Disrespect the people. We respect the people. I respect the people.
No, not the way that. No. Because what happens is the independent labels start out, and they're out there. They get their artists. They grind and they make enough noise that then somebody wants to come and invest in them. So the imprint labels do start off as independent labels a lot of times. Some of them do not. Some of them are artists.
So they don't end as independent. Like Cash Money is not an independent label anymore.
Right.
Gotcha.
It's a major label now, or it's not a major label.
It is. So this is how they explain it. An imprint is a subdivision of a major label.
Okay.
So what they did, they mastered the plan of making people feel like they're the boss. And also this is to take responsibility for the music that's being made. So it's no longer Sony. You're not looking at Sony as the person who's producing this music. You look at, you know what I'm saying, P. Diddy. But P. Diddy contract is through Sony.
But look at it, depending on your label, depending on how much control you have some where when the percentages is more lopsided, and then there's some where there's getting great money.
I think that's cash money.
Cash money when they still own 100% of everything.
That's the thing. That's another thing. This is another thing they said. They own 100%, right? But right in the contract, as soon as they sign the contract, they are selling a percentage of that 100, right? So you own
mean wordplay.
Yeah, you own it. Yeah, but as soon as you sign this contract for this 8 million, 10 million,
you don't own as much of it.
No.
You don't own as much of it.
Or it reverts to me or whatever. Yeah. It's all kinds of rules.
But that's contracts, that's lawyers. So we will have Shannon come on in. But I just wanted to.
That's right. We do have lawyers that we can bring in.
But I just wanted to.
Man, we got to call it too, man.
It's artist development.
You're right, though. Look, you're right. Because Mr. Edmund is totally distracted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's your name? What's on your mind? Calling you on the line.
What's going on?
Okay, it's up there, man. What it do?
Talk to y'all in the while. I heard y'all talking about that music, but a Birdman got 90%. And the boys get 10%.
Cash money is the Army that hit the Navy.
Boy, Birdman just got a new deal. He kissing everybody, boy.
Boy, you cut it out, boy. Boy, put some respect on that man's name.
I read y'all topic today. I see y'all talking about the DL and all that. I just had something I wanted to put on that because I got a license to talk about this because my sister, you know what I'm saying, she do her thing in the gay community. I was high in the beauty supply store the other day. I ain't said what I was high. I was just high. And I just was thinking, you know what I'm saying? I think Studs got some good poo-poo down there because they barely use it. You know what I'm saying?
This is a morning show, buddy.
Everybody like a new car. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? They barely use it, but I have a problem if I tell them to get naked because I have to tell them to put on their boxes. And that don't sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? That definitely don't sit right with the kid, man.
Yes,
but
sir.
I had to call y'all, man, and just mess with y'all this morning. But hey, Birdman getting 90%. So
yes, sir.
That ain't independent, man. That's good black business, man. You salute the Birdman. He deserves it. He done made people $2.3 billion.
Wow.
So he deserved that. He deserved that 90, and they getting 10. There ain't nobody else getting that.
That's right.
Ain't nobody else getting that.
No, I appreciate
that. I got one more thing, man. I'm headlining in Wyoming on September 30th.
Wyoming?
I'm bringing the Bet on Black. October 7th, first Friday, we back.
Wyoming?
Headlining down south. Yeah, Douglas, Wyoming. I'll be down south and Fort Pierce headlining. So thanks to y'all, man, for sharing the support. I want to give a big shout out to St. Pete. I got a lot of big things where I'm headlining, people bringing me on their tours and doing things. I got things coming in the horizon. God is good, man. I thank y'all for everything y'all do for me. Oh, we in the Manhattan Casino on the 29th.
Okay, big shout out to Manhattan.
Y'all.
That's my birthday.
Yeah,
that's
man.
My birthday.
Qiana, we know you gonna be in Aruba or Dubai.
Aruba. You'll be in
Aruba. Dubai or somewhere. She gonna be on the. She gonna be on the moon.
For
real. Stop playing.
We already know how you roll, Qiana. We don't want to. You got too much money. You got that Birdman money. You get that. We already know what's going on. You just be quiet, man. Everybody on your level.
That's what's up.
All right.
I appreciate you, big bro. All right, y'all. You listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, the new 99 Jams morning show right here on 99.1 FM, WUJM. What we're going to do is we're going to take a break. We're going to, for the radio audience, you're going to hear Democracy Now!, some headline news, and we'll be back around 7 minutes after the hour. Again, you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on
WUJM, St. Petersburg. compassion, safety.
All that and more coming up. Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Immigrant justice advocates are denouncing ongoing efforts by Republicans to send dozens of buses full of asylum seekers to sanctuary cities across the United States. On Thursday, about 100 asylum seekers from Colombia, Cuba, Guyana, Nicaragua, Panama, and Venezuela were dropped off in front of Vice President Kamala Harris's residence in Washington, D.C. The buses were sent from Texas by Republican Governor Greg Abbott. This is an asylum seeker from Venezuela.
It was a very long trip, quite tough. We didn't expect to be left adrift here without knowing where to head to. Our objective is to reach New York.
Asylum seekers were on the road for over 30 hours. At least 2 of them, including an infant, were taken to the hospital, while others were able to get food and shelter. Carla Bustillos is an immigrant rights advocate in Washington, D.C.
So while we're doing this political show, we have human beings feeling that their suffering is being exploited. They have come to the United States to seek asylum, and they have been told to get on these buses and promised that an organization would receive them here, give them food, shelter, and a job.
This comes after Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis sent 2 planes with some 50 asylum seekers to Martha's Vineyard, an island off the coast of Massachusetts. DeSantis spoke Wednesday.
Yes, if you have folks that are inclined to think Florida is a good place, our message to them is we are not a sanctuary state, and it's better to be able to go to a sanctuary jurisdiction. And yes, we will help facilitate that transport for you to be able to go to greener pastures.
Community members in Martha's Vineyard welcomed the asylum seekers with food, water, and other resources. Many had journeyed for months until reaching the U.S.-Mexico border in search of refuge and were lied to by Florida officials, told if they boarded the planes, they'd be sent to Boston to receive jobs and housing. On Thursday, the White House condemned Republican governors for using asylum seekers as, quote, political pawns. The United Nations Human Rights Office says it will send monitors to Izium after hundreds of bodies were reportedly discovered in mass graves by Ukrainian forces who retook the city from Russia earlier this month. Ukraine's defense ministry said the largest of the mass burial sites contained 440 unmarked graves and said most of the victims are civilians. In Kyiv, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen met Thursday with President Volodymyr Zelensky, pledging European Union support to Ukraine, quote, for as long as it takes. Von der Leyen's pledge came as the Biden administration said it's sending another $600 million in military aid to Ukraine. On Thursday, Russia's foreign ministry warned the U.S. against providing longer-range missiles to Ukraine.
We have repeatedly stated that pumping Ukraine with Western weapons leads to a prolongation of hostilities and new casualties among the civilian population. Moreover, this brings the situation closer to the dangerous line of a direct military clash between Russia and NATO countries.
Russian President Vladimir Putin met Thursday with Chinese leader Xi Jinping at a regional summit in Uzbekistan. A Chinese foreign ministry statement after the meeting made no mention of the word Ukraine, but Putin said Xi told him that Russia needs to, quote, demonstrate the responsibility of a major country to play a leading role and inject stability into a turbulent world, unquote. Putin hinted at strains in the Russian-Chinese relationship by referring to President Xi's questions and concerns about Ukraine.
We highly value the balanced position of our Chinese friends when it comes to the Ukraine crisis. We understand your questions and your concern about this. We'll, of course, explain our position.
Putin also pledged Russian support for China's territorial claim on Taiwan. The Xi-Putin summit was their first face-to-face meeting since Russia invaded Ukraine. It was also President Xi's first trip outside China since the start of the pandemic.
Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Your brother John.
This is Qiana.
And I am the one and only Mr. Edmond.
Hey, man, what it do, man? It's your brother Reno Moore. We in the building, man.
We in the building, baby. And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, a.k.a. See That?
See That.
And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool. Y'all got something to talk about. I heard all during the break, I heard about 3 times, we got to talk about that. What we got to talk about?
So right now we're watching week 1 highlights from the NFL.
Okay.
And it's going all the way around the country. And actually what they're showing is all the brawls and fights that are going on at professional football games.
Oh, wow.
Right? And we would just want to put a side-by-side comparison to the little leagues who are right now under the scope.
Right.
And you got to understand,
wow,
this happens, right?
So week 1 NFL fan highlights, and what I'm looking at
is
fights in the streets.
Send it to Brother John so we can put it on the screen.
Drunk people who are mad about their team losing.
Not even drunk people. Yeah. You know what? They're really, you know why they're really mad? Call a spade a spade. They're mad they lost their money.
Oh, and I'm gonna tell you.
Listen, no, they're mad. They're mad that they lost.
Oh my God! Somebody burnt a car at a football game.
No, they didn't burn the car at the football game. What happened was the tailgate. No, it was a tailgate, and they think that somebody tried to put the fire out, and it went under the car. And then when they left, the ended up happening. Okay, so it was definitely an accident.
I think we need to investigate that. That sounds real suspicious.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
It might
just so happened by the car with this.
Well, it's tailgating.
Yeah. Hey, with the bumpers plate.
But they did say that people need to follow the rules with tailgating too.
So speaking of investigation and public safety, the FBI is now offering $30,000 to find a Florida man who is wanted in connection with the Capitol riot. That's twice the previous reward for finding the 23-year-old Jonathan Pollock out of Lakeland. So if y'all see him and you need this 30 grand, get him. He's accused of assaulting. Accused of assaulting multiple police officers with a deadly weapon on January 6th of last year. Agents say Pollock and his friends in various parts of Florida and 5 other states and may be working in construction. They say individuals should not approach Pollock if you see him. Instead, contact the FBI office. But yeah, he wanted in connection with the Capitol riot. And Trump was saying something too about
Trump, my dog, man.
What Trump said. He's
Trump. Wait. Pause. You know that it goes across your head. All you have to do is do that, and you don't have to hold it.
Yeah, he did the guy. So.
Go.
Trump, you talking about Trump during the break? like leave that man alone. Let him do whatever he wants to do.
Come on, man. This is how I do it.
You guys are so great.
So listen, former President Trump, he said when he get indicted, he said if y'all indict him, if he get indicted, it's gonna be big problems, big problems, real big problems.
Right,
big problems.
Okay.
Okay. It's like
I'm here for it.
It's like I'm on the phone.
Brother John, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Oh, that's how we doing it now. Let me get that shot over there. Let me just show you what I have. I'm here for it. Yeah, you gotta put it on the other ear so that you can.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, that's how we do
it.
No,
but seriously.
So we all doing that? That's
no, we're not. Listen, we're not. Listen, seriously.
Okay.
Former president is saying it's gonna be big problems.
Yeah.
If he's indicted. And he says he's running for office.
Okay.
It's official.
He's declared.
I don't know. He probably did.
Okay. At the end of the day, he has reason. I mean, he should feel that way. You know what I'm saying? When he
even when you under indictment.
I mean, think about it.
This would be the first president to run as he's been indicted.
Well, this is the first president to do a lot of stuff he did.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
in the way that he did it,
world, I'm gonna just get to you, man. Let me get to you, man. The man did everything that a lot of people thought the first black president would do.
No, he didn't.
Yes.
Nobody.
Hold on. Just chill. Common comedians always spoke and joke about what would happen if we had a black president, and then people would join those conversations. You gotta remember your data, y'all. No one said that the first black president is going to be the best president. No, it was a joke because we never thought that we would see a black president first and foremost.
Yeah.
Now, let's be totally clear, and when we be totally clear about stuff, we ain't gotta just. No, in the real world, we thought black people thought a lot of comedians said, I won't just leave it to the comedians though. But a bunch of people say, oh yeah, but the first black president, but he gonna mess up everything. Oh, they gonna start World War III. They gonna do this, that, and the third. The man got in the office and did everything that y'all accused a black man of doing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
When you say, I think, like you said, it was a joke because nobody thought that
a black person would be president.
A black president. So now, ha ha ha.
Man, what was that?
I don't know. But it's a testimony to show that the man came in and did what we actually do on jobs. You know what I'm saying? When black people get hired on jobs, a lot of, not everybody, you know what I'm saying, but a lot of black folks, you know what I'm saying, take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And outperform people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so when the man came in and did his 8 years, like he did the president's job.
Who?
Obama.
Okay.
The first black president.
Oh.
I think Obama did a tremendously great job.
And then he was followed up by a joke.
But it's white backlash. So
that's
in Martin Luther King book, Chaos to Community, he speaks about how powerful white lash. I don't think he called it backlash.
Yeah, he called it white lash.
White lash is.
Oh, wow.
And that's something we have to be on the lookout for here in St. Pete, because after having our first black mayor, in the turbulence that's going on, you know, the white lash can come back, and we can have one of the most conservative.
It not can come back. It will come back. It's not going to do something different.
I know, but I think it's up to us.
We know this,
but I think it's up to us not to lay down. So white lash happens. White lash happens when we lay down.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. It's too systematic.
We got to know better on how we have this conversation. Can we speak one at a time?
Okay, I go next.
Elmo.
Okay. Elmo. Not Elmo.
I go next.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go now. I go next.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, he already.
He
I know how to
do
it.
He wasn't ready for it. He wasn't ready.
When I started, he came back in.
Right.
Hey, we here though, y'all, man. It's 10 Brothers Club, man, and y'all know what we doing, man. We just shucking and jiving. We in the fields with y'all right now, man, and we just singing the song, man, to make us get through the day, man. And I appreciate y'all in the community, man. But let's get back to the good stuff.
So,
man.
like I said, you know what I'm saying? After any progress, racial progress is usually backlash or white lash.
Okay.
And a lot of times when the white lash happens is when we put our guards down. Is when we step back from the plate.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So boom. One of the main things they was talking about, like in the book, was after civil rights passed, how aggressive, the conservatives got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And actually there is a passage when they say, hey, KKK, take off your mask, go into the police station, go into the courthouse, become lawyers, become judges.
The same thing that we were saying to our neighborhood.
I mean,
same thing. Like, you know what? We don't like the police. We
join.
Need to become it.
Right.
We didn't say that though. We didn't say we don't like the police.
No, I'm just
one.
saying. Yeah.
We said we don't like the police. Fight the police. Defend yourself against the police. To protect yourself against the police. Carry guns. We taught our children what to say if you encounter police.
Hold on, Qiana.
We never told our children.
And when we said that, guess what they said? COINTEL.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. COINTEL Pro.
Y'all showed up. Y'all hold on. Y'all gonna band together to stop us from killing y'all in y'all neighborhood.
Oh yeah, we gonna shut y'all down.
Yeah.
Now we got NRA.
When I say we talked about it on the radio. Like
Yep.
Recent history, but historically we haven't been encouraged.
I'm talking about us.
Okay.
I'm not talking about.
I don't know why I knew what Qiana was talking about just then. Like, she said it. When she said it, I was like, yeah, we did.
We did.
No, we did though.
It was us. Okay, I thought we was talking about She said us in our neighborhoods, and I'm like, I ain't never really remember having that conversation.
No, we ain't because we honestly we have not, or at no point in time ever gone on the offensive against the racial oppression that's faced us, not the physical offensive.
Right.
We've always
That's not true though. It's too many uprisings. You know what I'm saying? It's far too many uprisings that we're not educated about. And so when we don't know all the countless stories about black people who rose up and beat their behind,
listen, that's not the offensive. That's what I'm saying.
That is offense.
No, that's defensive.
No, defense is when you defend yourself from them burning your houses. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Black people was on defense in the 1920s by saying that we gotta have all our lights off in our house because if we don't, they'll shoot our house up.
And why?
That's defense.
Okay, well, why did the Black Panthers march with the guns? That's defense. That wasn't offense. Everything we've done is been defensive.
I'll say this: the name of the party, it was the Black Panther Party for self-defense.
Defense. That's what. Okay, our people are not like that. Right,
but that's what we're saying. But what we're doing is we're discrediting all the real black people who stood up and fought. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an example of offense. And when we say
it's not. No, what offense is? Offense is taking it to them.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. They did. We did though.
No, we burned down our neighborhood.
No. Every militia did not do that.
So what militia went and burned down their city hall? It didn't happen.
Burnt down their city hall.
Yeah, I'm just saying it didn't happen.
No, they burned down their city hall.
That's what I'm saying. It don't happen.
But then you got
we defensive.
But you have uprisings when they went into massive houses. That's the equivalent of city halls.
But that's defensive still. I'm at the master's house. That's what I'm defending myself at his house. See, if I would have been on offense, I would have never been at his house. He would have been at my house.
Okay.
You don't think that's offense when you taking it to him?
No.
You defend yourself when they bring it to you. You defend yourself.
Not from his
So
plan.
Can we say Elmo?
Elmo. So let's
Yeah.
let's Elmo. So
Elmo
let's
that
talk about this DL woman trip.
Okay,
Boom,
okay.
boom.
Women strip.
Girl strip. This is what the girl strip about.
No.
Hey, we gonna have girl code here, y'all, man. Y'all know what girl code is, right? Girl code is, man, they would defend themselves, right? They will defend themselves at all times. If you don't know about girl code, man, get in trouble with them. You're gonna watch they stick together to get you. I don't seen it before, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Q.
No, I think we was
No,
gonna have you set this up.
we were gonna have you
I
set
want you
this
to
up.
How you gonna set it up?
Because it was his topic.
No, so I guess I'll set it up. God, dog, y'all. This
boom,
is tough.
no.
Y'all, this shouldn't be this difficult.
It really should. So boom. Because we waited strictly for him to have this conversation.
When he tried to spaz out behind the wheel, I'm like literally sitting ready to go. When she said it was when I go, I was like, okay. And when I was ready to go, we talked about
brother, now you drive.
Yeah. So
no, I'm not. I'm just sitting in the driver's seat.
So
this is a Tesla right now.
We can't do this. Go on, get on the show, y'all.
Hey man, check this out, man. So yeah, man, they talk about it right now, man. And I was listening to a female. You gotta listen to the source sometime, right? And she was just saying, man, it's time to call it out, man. She says it's time for us to call out, as in women, what a lot of these girl trips are. You know what I'm saying? She says that a lot of men are cool with their women, doing like threesomes with them. You know what I'm saying? But what a lot of men don't know is the activity behind their backs with their girlfriends, girl trips, and et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, well, that's pretty interesting. So I didn't mind putting it out to have that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
So let's have it.
Because a lot of men don't know what happened on girls trips. You know what I mean? Like straight up.
So
and
I'm
when
a girl.
women when women on social media brag about cheating better than men, this is a very interesting conversation that we're having right now. Because again, our teammates, our women are bragging about being able to do something that they don't like us doing and better. You know what I mean? And so when we have a conversation about a woman brought out a conversation about calling out women, I love the woman that's ready to defend it.
Okay, so let's have the conversation. So
you just knocked off. Not all girls trips.
No, I'm gonna say most girls trips not. Let me say that girls get together. We have a different dynamic than guys. Now I will tell you this much is that if a woman is gay, typically her man knows.
If a woman is gay, her man knows.
If she swings both ways, typically because when girl on girl action is accepted in most communities.
Okay.
Where men on men is not.
So we're gonna talk about this early in the morning. My coffee ain't kicked in yet.
Okay.
I can't tell.
I was just about to say.
I don't know now.
I don't know now.
Okay. If your girls is going out on a girl trip and she's messing with somebody, you already know typically that she swings that way.
The guy.
The guy does.
I guess
no, like the woman said. Like the woman said, now, she simply said that a lot of relationships they're doing threesomes, but what those men don't know is the extra activities.
So you see what I'm saying? So they're thinking that the threesome is just happening when they're involved in it, not realizing that their woman may be involved in other activities with other women.
I remember the conversation.
Outside of the threesome.
I remember the conversations being heavy in high school. With I seen my friend. My friend get dressed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My best friend was going to get ready to go to the football game and stuff. She had to get dressed at my house, and I seen her naked. I remember those conversations in high school.
Okay.
So I can't unleash that data. I knew that when I was 16, 17 years old, I had countless conversations with girls who were telling me that they always seen their girls naked. They don't kiss their friend before. That was in the 90s.
Okay.
It's normalized almost 20 some years later. And so what we're doing is we're listening to women and saying, hey guys, women are doing more.
You heard one woman.
This is what Qiana said.
You heard one woman.
Qiana said it's
not all the women. No, because you said, go ahead, Qiana.
Qiana said it's not a secret. She agreeing with you. She's saying that it's not a secret. And I'm thinking that the men know that their women are seeing or into other women.
No, that's why they brag about doing stuff that you do better than you. So this is why this whole world can exist.
No, let me tell you why women, you hear the women that say they do cheating better than men. Women are thinkers. Y'all are not. So if I'm going
That's
out
new.
there, no, not, you know what I mean?
I mean, because usually you usually put the thinking on the men and the feeling on the women.
No, I always tell you, y'all think of the bigger picture, and we put everything else in place. Reno say, y'all get all the meat, but the women get the sides. So y'all go and see the cheat and just go to cheat. If I'm gonna go cheat, I'm going to have all the components in line so that I don't get caught.
So break down how you're doing it better. That's all she's doing right now is breaking down how she as a woman do what we do better.
So they're more intentional
and
more deliberate.
So let me tell you,
it's so hilarious.
Men don't.
It's so hilarious.
Care.
So
We're dumb a lot.
Okay.
So
we make
it's not that y'all better. It's like kill it. If it ain't right here, bam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't get it. It's because we like lost in space.
But because y'all a little bit more reckless.
Okay. So
if you don't care about your relationship and it's
I'm just saying.
But this is what happened. So when we're talking about cheating, because this became a cheating.
No, it's DL.
No. We're talking about.
That's what. So can I bring it? So let me bring it back. So again, if we're talking about the DL, there is this element of unknown because download basically implies that.
That's what she was calling the women's DL is the girls trip, and so girls trips are something that's done on the low from us.
Yeah.
So that's what she was calling the equivalent.
I think I have to. So that's the other side of the pancake. There's less of those. I promise you that there's less of those of women going on there messing with women, and you didn't know that your girlfriend swung that way. Let me say that. Girls trips get together. Literally, we drink wine, we talk about y'all, we go out there and hang out, and that's really what it is. And you are right. Women are a lot more open sexuality than it is men, because it's accepted for us to take our clothes off in front of each other.
Yeah.
Because we don't feel there's no phobia that we have to have. They gave y'all the phobia that if two men take off their clothes, something wrong with them, right? But in women,
it is.
But see, that's what I'm saying. But women don't have that phobia.
Yeah. They don't have that consideration.
No,
so the lines get blurred easier. It sounds like.
No, it doesn't.
We're dealing with creatures who do sex more than us. Like we don't even have that conversation. You gotta think about it.
Let me tell you.
We as men have told what we call teared up, right? We go in the bathroom and we come back out after tearing it up after about an hour and a half and think that they done, right? And we come back to seeing them still playing with stuff, right? So we talk about creatures who deal with sexual nature like more than us. And guess what these same creatures do? They spin the illusion that we think about sex more than they do. It's an illusion. You see what I'm saying? We don't have pleasure parties. Now let's be clear. We're being told by our partners. These are our teammates, right? These ain't our counterparts. These are our teammates. Our teammates like to convince us that all we think about is sex. This is the most hilarious thing in the world, because as human beings, that's a natural thing, sex, right? But funny thing about these pleasure parties, they're drinking out of straws that are shaped like our phallus. You see what I'm saying? Like these women are tough.
So okay. Let's say this.
You know who we have sex with all day, all night?
I want to hear her say this.
So there is stats out there that shows that women have a higher sex drive.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody ever tried to say, hey, that's not true.
No, you say that we think about sex more. You deny a stat that you just threw up just then.
No.
When you throw that stat up, and
you
then
know what it is?
Thank you.
So when people say that, y'all react on it typically more.
You say it, you're lying. Don't say it. You're saying a lie. Don't say it. You're lying. We think about sex more than y'all. You're lying.
Can I take some comments?
Yeah, but then that means that means that everything that everybody says is a lie.
No.
Just that, not everything. Just that.
Can I take some comments?
No, that's not true.
Go ahead.
No. Y'all think about sex more than we do, and out y'all mouth, y'all say all we think about is sex. Not every woman. Okay. Not every woman.
Go ahead.
Majority.
Oh, and I get that. I get what you're saying.
That's manipulative. That's very manipulative. Let's be clear.
Let Brother John go.
Go, Brother John.
Okay. So girls trip ain't nothing but a rose week for the ladies.
A rose week.
A rose week for the ladies. Shayna said we ain't sloppy. She said we cheat usually after y'all, but once we accept it, it's just fair game. doesn't mean we want to end the relationship. We just got to do the same thing because that's how y'all started. And that's how it will be.
No accountability. It's just blaming us for your action. Hey, we know y'all cheating and now we cheating. No, y'all go out of town. Y'all know y'all in the island somewhere. Y'all see men that y'all like and that alcohol kick in. Y'all do stuff to those men too, not just the women. Yeah. Like those girl trips she ain't just saying that women are having sex with women. Or those girl trips, a lot of stuff going down that we don't know about, and we just tend not to care about a lot of stuff. That's why a lot of us, not all, a lot of us don't go through phones. Majority of women go through phones. That's not a man thing. A lot of men go through phones.
Hey, that's our next subject. Write it down. So wait, who goes through the most phones?
No,
men or women?
Oh man, no. That's a stupid question.
Bro, hey, boy, we're gonna break the internet.
Did you guys hear what Reno just said?
Go, Q.
That's not a men thing, but most men go through phones.
Men go through phones?
No, I'm not, because I won't word it as if men don't go through phones. I know men go through phones. I know that women go through phones.
It's a human trait. Humans go through.
So let me tell you this. It depends on who you're dating. Okay. If you have a cheater, they're gonna cheat in town or out of town.
Okay.
If they're faithful in town, they're gonna be faithful out of town.
I think that's it.
At the end of the day,
I'm right there with
it's who
you are. I don't listen to a lot of that manipulative stuff, man.
No, I think that's it. No, that's the fact.
That's a fact. That's the fact.
That's not manipulation. That's a fact.
Manipulation is a fact from them when they say that we think about. Let me tell you something. They all of them say we think about sex more than them.
So let me just make sure
that's manipulation.
Let me make sure I'm hearing you, because we talking over each other, we do interrupting each other. The flow is all crazy.
They've been drinking coffee.
You said, but the coffee that you ain't had yet. But what I'm hearing you say, y'all listen to the real, is that there's this idea, this commonly promoted idea that is two things that you're saying. The first thing is that it's commonly promoted that men think about sex more than women.
Yeah,
that's kind of the like if we debunking a myth.
Yeah.
The myth is that men think about sex more than women. We debunking that myth. Is that the first part of it?
That's first part.
The second part of it is there are things that women do on these girls' trips that men have no idea that they're doing. And some of that involves their interactions with other women, which we refer to as being on the down low. Reno is saying that happens more often than we think about as men, but we don't really think about it because we ain't really tripping on it.
Right. And then
that's
Qiana,
what I'm hearing.
That's what I heard from Reno. And then Qiana is saying the opposite, right? That it happens less than you think, but nobody knows what happened on boys' trips or girls' trips, but the people that's there.
I don't think boys' trips are promoted like that.
No. Men go on trips. I see men, they go on
not like girls' trips, though. We just really biting from y'all.
We go on girls' trips because typically we need breaks from y'all.
And we don't need breaks.
Not saying y'all don't, but y'all hang out with y'all.
Y'all don't hang out?
We do.
Okay.
We do, but we end up, most women I know, like me and my girls, when we go, because we do girls' trips quite often, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let me say this, none of us ever crossed the line with any of us, right?
Because y'all ain't kicking it like that.
Right? But I've also halfway probably seen half of all my girls naked in some type of form of fashion.
But see, I can't say that by my
So when I say girl code, y'all, when I say girl code, she'll almost not even admit to any of it. She'll speak solely on the fact that, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. She don't know other women that do that. Or have heard of other women that do that because they go on trips and talk about everything but what they do, right?
One at a time.
That's just girl code talk.
Okay,
I ain't finna tell on women. I'm a woman.
See, look at you.
So
I see it in your face.
Come on, man. It's because the conversation don't even get. The conversation ain't even legit at that point.
No, okay. So listen,
we ain't having real conversation right now with somebody on code.
No. Okay.
Shayna, call us. Shayna,
call in.
Shayna. I really don't even need Shayna help, but you can come and back me up.
No.
But let me say this: I never said that it didn't happen. One, boom, listen.
Okay.
So let's shoot that shot.
You spent the majority of the conversation Euro stepping it, so you didn't say it didn't happen.
No,
you just made your major talking point about what y'all don't do.
No.
You ain't give credit to anything. You just you took your position in this conversation and say, you know what? Well, I don't know about the ones that do that, but my friends, we don't do that. I don't seen that and third. We don't do that.
So
it might be some women, but no, we don't do that. I don't know no women like that. I don't do that.
Not me.
So again, so let me say this.
This coming from
This is
no.
This is what I'm gonna do, because this is a typical conversation that you have with a man that's talking to rebuttal and not to listen, right? Because you're so ready to make your point that you don't even hear that I even gave you some credit over there, but yet you're ready to rebuttal. So this is, go ahead, caller.
Oh my God! You better stop doing that.
Hold on. Yeah, we can hear you. Caller, what's
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Qiana.
Shayna, thank you.
And you know I got to get into this conversation, right?
Please.
So I'm gonna keep it G with y'all. It depends, like y'all say, on the dude, because I have a lot of male best friends, and I'm gonna tell y'all, when we go out, because I am a confident female, and I like females. I have done things with females. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We looking at females. We like, damn, her ass that. So it depends on the relationship. And again, when you get into certain relationships, you know what these dudes like. Like, you know, say they like threesomes. So naturally, if that's what y'all do, that's just what y'all gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So the man can't get mad because he already know what you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's already agreed with that. When y'all went into that relationship, that's what y'all agreed on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, just like you said, we go on a lot of trips. Yes. It's natural for women to undress in front of each other. That's just what we do.
That's natural.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
that doesn't
we help
mean
each
we
other
looking at
up.
each
Right.
other.
We help each other.
That don't mean we looking at each other. We helping each other getting dressed. We like, oh, is this cute? That's just natural because we're comfortable with our bodies. Okay. And then again, the other side to that, I have all kinds of friends. So of course, if shit going on like that,
you can't cuss on the radio.
You have people.
You can cuss on Facebook, but not on the radio.
Have people in every city. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know what I'm saying? It's just who the person is. And 9 times out of 10, you know who you dealing with.
No.
You know who you dealing with. So either you like it or you don't.
That's right. And I'm glad you called. I want to thank you for calling because I wanted to hear your voice. I appreciate you.
But yeah,
so there you have. I think that kind of brings it together.
So it depends on the person that you're dating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really depends on the person.
That goes with everything. That goes without saying. But what we talking about is the DL.
Yeah. And so I guess that's the assumption.
No pressure. Let's go ahead and hear what the queen had to say herself, man.
Okay.
We're gonna go ahead. She ain't cursing anything. Man.
Okay, got it.
We're gonna bring
so to give this context, that's the setup that I was asking for at the beginning that you said you was ready to do.
No problem.
So here's the conversation that's
I just have one other thing to say before I go to sleep. So I've been seeing like this video on TikTok. I don't know who it was, but they was talking about how men love to be with their homeboys, and they were saying that most men are like down low. Okay, ladies, I understand. Y'all feel like y'all man want to be with y'all homeboys all the time. Okay, I get the shit. I get it.
Okay.
Why y'all not talking about how y'all be out here? Oh, I threw you for a loop. So I just want to know why y'all feel like, because y'all feel like men have this fantasy of girl on girl action that they feel like it's not an issue. But baby, let me tell you, a real man, that's an issue for a real man. Y'all think that shit cute.
Okay, pause.
Yeah, real hood stuff though, man. Yeah. So we'll screen it better the next time before we put it on the air, man.
Thank you.
But we couldn't continue to let her play because we don't know what her next word was going to be. You know what I'm saying? But what she was getting to was the fact that not a lot, and that's why I kind of alluded to. A lot of men know that they women get down like that, and so when Shayna was coming on and saying that, 1000%,
right?
A lot of men be like, she said it. They know what they got. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of threesomes. To her point, what she was saying was what men don't know is the extra.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when a man got a woman and they do threesomes together, he don't know that she's doing stuff with women when he's not around.
Yeah, they're not exclusive.
He's not entertaining that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what she was just highlighting and bringing up to the light was the fact that it's a lot of stuff going on that the women don't talk about. You see what I'm saying? And she was ready to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, got it. All right, cool. Well, thank you. Chime in. Give us a call. Join the conversation. You listening?
Because I do think there are people that's like that. You know what I mean?
And we love them all.
Yeah, we finna move. So
man. One thing we do, man, we call out a lot of stuff in our community, man. We call out the injustices. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it does take a female to bring forth those conversations, because if it's something that we don't know about and we don't care about, well, guess what? It's because it ain't common conversations.
Right.
And it's not common conversation for a woman to say extra stuff that women do behind men's backs. It's a natural defense mechanism. And so the whole frequency that came from my sister was already rooted in defending. You see what I'm saying? And so I don't know, I like to do the 2 ears.
He want to extend the conversation.
Yeah, because we
landing the plane.
Let's move it, but I'm gonna agree. No, it is a agree to disagree, because I never once said that was 100% false.
But we love all the freaky people. Freaky deaky, we love you. Freaky deaky, we love you. We love you.
What's on your mind Friday?
We love. That's the way we gonna end the segment.
Yeah, we love you.
We love all the freaky people.
Yeah, Freaky Friday.
Right. So you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
And the Qiana is what's the Qiana?
So before we get into Ask Qiana, what I want to do is talk about the woman king. This is another one of those subjects, and we put it in the headline: the woman king. So the woman.
Can I go first?
King.
I ain't said that. Can I go first?
Go ahead.
So one of the things, I haven't seen the movie.
Okay.
I love Viola Davis. Viola Davis. Yes, so I love her. Right, great actress. But I have a problem. So when I see the woman king, so it already feels like an oxymoron to me, right?
Yeah.
And it already feels like, wait a minute, hold on. Isn't a woman king a queen?
That's what I always thought. I thought it would be the woman who's in charge of the kingdom is the queen.
And then, but hold on. But then to add more confusion, right? Because it's beautiful to have, strong Black women in strong roles doing strong things.
Right.
So that's not the issue. But the issue is like the sleight of hands.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a magic trick. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Then you're going to cheer it on. You're going to promote it. You're going to watch it. You're going to love it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But then the undercurrent, right? The undercurrent is making the man disappear, the king.
Yeah.
Because know why? We have the woman king.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So if you have the woman king, where is the king? Is he the king queen? I'm just asking.
So the man queen, I think that's a thing now, though. I mean,
that's all right.
It's been a while, but
and that's okay.
But to hit a woman queen is the woman king. Pardon me.
Yeah, the woman king.
Yeah, the woman king is just. It kind of just speaks to like what are we doing here? Where are we going as a society when we talking about the woman as a king and not as a queen?
So we're going where society is going, right? Mm-hmm. With it. When you look like when we have, I mean, unfortunately, this is the truth. Agree or disagree when you have to do pronouns to identify yourself.
That's where we're going.
Yeah.
Right. This is what you get at the end of it. So again, when you ask somebody, how do you identify? I identify as she, her, that pronoun, I would be that, or I would say I'm Qiana, right?
Right.
Other people say I'm it, they, right? Then some people say I'm.
They don't say it. They say they them.
They them.
They
okay.
them, yeah.
They them.
Yeah.
Sorry if I didn't want. Well, I didn't. I don't want to offend anybody.
No.
But then you have these pronouns of how people identify themselves.
So they don't say she, her. They say them, they, them.
But I've never heard.
But some people
he, she. I didn't hear that.
No, because
I didn't hear somebody say I'm going to go by the pronoun he, she.
No, they'll go.
Because the woman king says first.
Her.
I'm a woman, her,
right.
And then king, him.
Right.
Yeah, but some women will identify as a he.
But not a he and a she.
Not as both.
Not as both.
Is that when they say they?
That's why I say it's an oxymoron.
That's when they go into the they.
That's why I say it's an oxymoron.
When they say so I was actually looking, I saw that I guess in the early 1900s, look, nothing new under the sun. So like in 1912, there was a woman who proposed some new pronouns.
Okay.
And it was like himmer or something like that. So if like you talking about, I'm just telling you, like this is real stuff. It's real stuff, right? I might need somebody to call and like help me understand this a little better because I still struggle with this too. Like I do it, out of respect and out of courtesy.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? But I still don't really get it. You know what I mean? Like changing the pronouns, especially when we're talking about my pronouns as they, them. Like, I don't really get that. And so I need help with that. But one of the things that they were saying in this article about to try and have a pronoun to substitute so that you didn't use they, them, they was going to use like him, himmer, like I guess him, apostrophe ER, and then they had she, him, or something like that. But it was like they was trying to do what you just said, Mr. Edmund. Like they was trying to put them together and come up with a pronoun other than they, them. They tried it, but it just didn't take off. And so now we still having this debate about pronouns, he, him, they, them.
But really, we're talking about The Woman King, the new movie star Viola Davis.
Viola, yeah.
I mean,
so in a that's what the New Image Project is all about, y'all. Understand that we are in a war, you know what I mean? And in a war, there's all kind of aspects to it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have just frontline soldiers. Guess what you also have in a war? Nurses. Guess what you also have in war? You have people whose job is to be surrounded by gunfire to get food out to the other soldiers. You see what I'm saying? So it's all kind of positions that's played in war. And man, that's psychological warfare that is being done on us. Understand that 5% of the human brain throughout the entire day is functioning on the conscious mind. 95% of the activities that we're doing with our brain is done in the programs ran in our subconscious mind. Understand that your subconscious mind is where your reality is created at, y'all. This is science. This is knowledge of self. Know thyself, y'all, because to thyself you will be true. And guess what? People feed our subconscious mind to control us. They don't feed your defense. They don't feed the one who can consciously wear and block stuff. You see what I'm saying? So these subliminal messages, when you're calling stuff like Prano just said, the oxymoron of a woman queen. I'm sorry, a woman king.
Yeah, we can't even say it. We can't even say it naturally because it just don't even feel right.
Because it's a psychological warfare thing. You know what I'm saying? When we're gonna feed the energy of making sure that black women should be kings, I don't think that black women shouldn't be kings, because it's what black women should be queens. We just had a white woman queen for almost 90 years, and they said she reigned supreme longer than any other queen or a person who was on the throne had, right? Yeah. And she had the respect over her husband. Her husband wasn't the heir to the throne. Her son became the king when the mother died. You see what I'm saying? But all the colonizing that she's been doing over these years was done as a queen. Right. She was never a woman queen. It's like
a woman king. Yeah.
It's so sad because go into the white community and find Trina. Where's the white Nicki Minaj at? Where's the white Meg Thee Stallion at? You know what I'm saying? They don't even destroy themselves that way. And when you talk about some like psychological warfare, your woman is currently saying that they're smarter than you, they make more money than you. The statistics don't support that all the way, right? The statistics show that black women are going to college and getting degrees more. So I unite with the educated part. The black woman is not currently out earning her man. It's a talking point in ego. You see what I'm saying? And so when we do it, woman king, it's like, come on, y'all. Don't fall for that. But guess who ain't falling for it? We ain't. They just putting it on us.
Yeah, and what I wanted to say is, and the reason it's really stood out to me because of what, you know, we're going through in the black community.
Yeah.
We do have a role reversal, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the role reversal, and it's all right for people to do different things and everybody to do different stuff and everything. That's cool. But we have to but we have to stay focused on reality, right? And not get our eyes off the big picture. You know what I mean? As we watching the big picture, while we watching the big screen, we got to understand that there is an operation, there is what they call a COINTELPRO on the black family, right? Did you get what I'm saying?
I get it. I just hate the narrative that is always like just the black. Like there's no Nicki Minaj, and they are.
Where the white Nicki Minaj at?
Who was Madonna?
We don't know Madonna. No.
Who was Madonna?
Madonna is not doing. No, they're not doing the same thing. No, they're not. Madonna.
Hold on. I think
I like that cue.
Can I say that? Can I say that?
I like that cue. I like that cue.
You even said that Madonna was as raunchy as they come when they came out.
She was controversial.
She wasn't telling her people to do what these. Listen to the word.
Can I just raise a flag?
Not the imagery.
I'm getting like notes saying like we talking over each other. It's hard to understand. There's somebody breathing hard. Like, so I'm trying to bring this in. So this is what I'm saying.
Thank you,
just listening, right? Listening to what Qiana said, and then like you ready to pounce. Like he like, no. Hold on, just chill, baby. Just chill. I
don't know what y'all got going on today.
Like, what is it today? What's in that cup, man?
No, it ain't today.
It's in the stall.
No, this is not today. This is what happened when we got the whole crew together.
Okay, we do. That's what y'all watch. That's what it is. Okay.
This is what happens. Like we just
like the whole crew now. But hold on, we got to get back to this subject.
Yes, please.
Because
just be mindful of you.
Because all I'm saying is Madonna was a raunchy artist and a superstar. But what I'm saying, there's never been a covert attack on the white family. So there's documented proof of the attack on the black family and the black man in the family. And so all I'm saying is the woman king feels like an extension of that attack. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I like that, and I will agree.
Okay.
And I'll just leave it at that.
That's why I said just chill, take time, let it breathe. Because you started off like
but I did like what I like what Qiana was starting at with Madonna, but I was like, hold on, Madonna. No, it's controversial. See, Madonna took more flack for having a black Madonna, which is what's all over Europe is a black Madonna, right? It's not a white Madonna, it's a black Madonna. So she was being true to the culture. But I remember the biggest backlash that Madonna took in her career was like not like a virgin. It was the song when she had the black dude in there as Jesus.
Yeah.
Is that like a prayer?
Like a prayer.
Like a prayer.
You know what I'm saying? Like old girl took, but she was pressing. She was pressing the. I think she was to Qiana's point to what I think was that she was pressing the envelope. You know what I'm saying?
But they have them over there. They talked about Miley Cyrus. They went hard on Miley.
What was her subject content?
No,
so here's what I would say.
On her.
This is what I would say. I would say this.
They did.
I would say this. I think that they're there. I think they exist.
They do.
But I don't think that they're promoted and held up the way that our Trinas and Nicki Minaj's are held up, because like everything that we do, we either got it from them or they got it from us. Like that's kind of how it goes. Like they steal everything. And so I'm sure there's a white girl somewhere looking at Nicki Minaj, imitating her, emulating her, trying to be her.
Iggy Azalea, who came out there and got her body,
but they're not
and everybody, and she went and got her body done, did everything to look like a black woman, and went and hit charts. And then when they didn't like her no more, because T.I. it was T.I. who signed Iggy. And then when she got some backlash, when they boom, then she disappeared.
Hey, Q, what's their subject? Like what's their content? Like
but no, they're not talking about robbing. They're not talking about robbing the man in the house. They're not talking about hitting his purse.
We talked about that on Wednesday. We talked about murder music on Wednesday,
right?
And the origins of murder
and we
music.
just said how much country has all of that stuff in there.
Yeah, bluegrass.
So we cannot sit here and say that it's never done. It is, but what happened is we talk about stuff that we are knowledgeable about, and like how often do you listen to the other side music? So then you can't talk. And I'm talking. I'm one of the people who actually, when people get in my car, you don't know what you're gonna hear.
So you can compare Iggy Azalea to a
train? I can do all of that.
So this is the question. So Kaya said, "Don't trust no man."
That's Kaya.
Who's the equivalent? Which one of
they
them
got Dolly Parton? Them got songs with saying like they got these types of songs in those, but it's country music. A lot of the country music has lyrics that talk about the same.
You say Dolly Parton, okay?
So then you talk about like Betty Wright talking about no pain, no gain, talking about a man cheating. Yeah. Dolly Parton have a song about what's your girl? I can't even think of her name. Jolene.
You put a trust in your man, dumb girl.
Talking about the same. Hold on. But this is what I'm saying, because you listen to hip hop.
Just give me something though. You have y'all talking, but y'all ain't saying nothing.
Just said Jolene.
You're saying names. I said subject matter.
But if you listen to the song Jolene, it has the subject matter that we're talking about.
So what is it saying?
Yeah.
I
don't know the song. I just remember. I remember.
I'm saying.
I've heard the song, but look, I heard the song, but I don't know the lyrics. I heard "Don't Trust No Man."
No, I just said what it said. I just said.
So I literally
just said that. But again, we don't. It's just like.
What you say?
Rebuttal. Boom. I just said.
You right.
I literally just said
right before the question.
You like that?
So you said it. You said it before the question.
So I just said, no. So it's about no.
Don't trust no.
So this right here is talking about a man cheating with a girl, Jolene, and I just used Betty Wright, and she asked her to leave her man alone.
Please don't take my man. Your beauty is beyond compare. Flaming hair, emerald green.
And this is like the cleanup woman.
But he talks about you in the sleep, and there's nothing that I can do to keep from crying.
No,
what are y'all doing right now? Like, what are y'all doing right now? This is so embarrassing right now.
I just said, did you hear what I just said? I said Betty Wright, cleanup woman, and did I just said?
So Betty Wright ain't Trina.
But can we have the
Betty Wright ain't Trina. Like, what are y'all doing right now? Betty Wright is not Nicki Minaj or Meg Thee Stallion. Like, stop playing.
What is that passion? What is that?
Because I don't get the whole conversation right now. When we're saying raunchy, we're saying raunchy.
Let's get the conversation. The conversation was about lyrics and content,
and king and queen,
and we started there. We moved from that. We moved from that. You got to catch up. Keep up. It's about raunchiness in music. We talked about Nicki Minaj and the white community not having a Trina, not having comparable icons. I guess we can call them that. And so we started naming people who we say could be comparable. Then we started talking about the content, the lyrics and the content. This is how we read Jolene lyrics. This is how Betty Wright got introduced. Because I'm going to bring you up to Betty Wright. Because Betty Wright's content.
Betty Wright wasn't a Trina.
We're talking about content.
Content. Just read the lyrics, man.
She was not. Okay, wait. So hold on. Reno, you're right. Betty Wright was not Trina.
So why are we bringing Betty Wright up?
Because of her content.
No, why?
Because
she didn't have content back then like this, like Nicki Minaj, like Kaya saying, you put a trust in your man, dumb girl.
Okay.
That wasn't the content back then.
Millie Jackson. You know about Millie Jackson?
Read some more.
And Betty Wright did say
but we have a caller. We have
no
a caller.
Pain, no gain.
The caller can break the monotony.
It's after being cheated on, right?
Hold on.
Caller.
Good morning.
Thank you so much.
Hey,
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good morning,
You
Sierra.
saved us. You saved us this morning.
Hello?
Yes, how you
Good
doing?
morning,
Yes,
Sierra. This
Good
Sierra,
Good morning.
right?
No, this is Tashawn.
Hey, birthday queen. Hey, birthday sis.
Thank y'all so much. But can y'all tie all that into the movie? Because y'all was talking about the movie.
See, now she can call
To me, on the outside listening and looking, y'all all over the place. Can y'all tie all that into the movie? Y'all was talking about the movie.
Okay. Thank you.
I want to hear more about the movie. Love sis.
Yeah. No, this is what she said. This is what I heard.
Bring it
Y'all
down.
all over the place. And we are all over the place. So let's get some focus. But look, we spoke it into existence. You said, okay, Reno's here. We know it's gonna be crazy. Because it's true. We have that energy. We love each other. We're passionate about these subjects. We're passionate about our points. We don't always agree on everything, but it's always love. And look, so maybe we just need to be on here more days than we.
Yeah, so we can own this energy.
So we can say it all. Because we're trying to say it all this morning, and we know we don't have time to say it all this morning.
I like how she brought it back home though.
Yeah.
So we have to go back to the woman king.
Yeah.
Right. And the reason we got to the music and stuff, because we was talking about the operation that has been put on the black family.
Thank you.
Targeting the black man and the woman. This is not exclusively for one or the other.
Right.
And what we're saying is this extends that kind of thought pattern.
Right. Okay, so let's do this. Let me because we got like 6 minutes left, and I want to get to this story. It's hot. I won't say a hot topic, but it's a hot topic, and that you'll probably hear more about. St. Pete politics. I'm trying to find the article. It was sent to me this morning.
I wish we could have did this earlier.
Oh yeah, right.
I got it.
Okay. So council member Lisa Willa Bowman resigns. September 15, 2022. St. Petersburg City Council Chair Gina Driscoll relayed Thursday night that her colleague, council member Lisa Willa Bowman, announced her immediate resignation. No further details were provided. The news came around 9 p.m. at the conclusion of Thursday's meeting. Just as it began at 1:30 p.m., Vince Norwicki emailed documents to council members and city officials showing that Willa Bowman no longer resided in her district. She left the dais a short time after. Norwicki then made his findings public during the open forum. Driscoll said the council will fill the vacancy, and it's important that the city council be briefed on the process as soon as possible. Council members voted unanimously to approve a committee of the whole meeting on September 22nd to discuss the matter. So they're going to be looking to talk about the process for filling that seat.
So, I definitely want to thank Lisa Bowman, former councilwoman, for her service. Stepping up and coming in and doing the work. Right. I'm not 100% sure about everything that's going on, but what I will say, our community will continue to build. No matter what distractions we have to continue to, put another block on top of another brick, because what's going on is the city is changing, city leadership is changing, and there's a group of people that don't like it. Yep. And they're gonna work against it. They're gonna hire private detectives. They're gonna do and dig dirt. They're gonna do docs and put all your information out. It's gonna be a lot of this. You know what I mean? So just tie your laces up. And, let's run it. I mean, hey, it is what it is, and let's keep the work going.
Real deal. Thank you for that. So but I wanted to introduce that.
That's heavy. That's
going back. Betty White told you keep them, man. Nicki Minaj tell you how to earn your hooker stripes. Boy, they tough. Earn your hooker stripes.
Subject matter, man. It is. I didn't know how Betty White got mentioned.
And we was talking about record labels.
Controversy in the 80s, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Betty White, we
was talking about record labels, and then we also talk about like how this stuff is promoted.
Yeah.
Right. This doesn't happen in a vacuum. You don't get Woman King in a vacuum.
That's right.
It's 1,000 people that looked at that name before they pushed it out. 1,000 people listen to a Nicki Minaj CD before they push it out.
This is why,
and they spend millions to push it to us.
Yeah.
This is why the New Image Project is in y'all ear right now, y'all. This is why we created the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. We said that we were going to take responsibility of our images. So we did Miss Black St. Pete. Yep. We did the Black Nurses photo shoot so we can put out better images of ourselves. Right. You see what I'm saying? We do movies. Why? Because we understand that there's billions of dollars that are invested into destroying our image. And I'm not even just saying as Black men. I'm talking about our collective image.
Right on.
You know what I mean? There's billions of dollars that are put into in the music industry. Now, I'm not gonna be in a conversation about music and lyrics and not have accountability, because I remember I'm legit a Miami Hurricane fan right now because of the Two Live Crew always on TV and with the rock and roll. It was Two Live Crew and the heavy metal groups. Who fought for the right to destroy our eardrums. You see what I'm saying? So I don't blame the music industry for the music that's put out there, because they're doing what they're supposed to do. Right. We have to be more accountable and put better music out there, because that's what we were doing in the 80s. But in the 80s, it did get started. It was pop that, it was throw that in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So I don't pounce on this music right now.
But I think it's always around you. There's good music and there's bad music. It's what you decide to listen to, because there's still artists that's pumping really good music, and we're not talking about them. We're talking about the ones that does drill music.
But they got the budget. They got the ones with the big budget.
However, because so they're out there, right?
Chance, they number one.
It ain't by chance, but this has always been.
Yeah, correct.
Right. This is nothing new. It wasn't the 80s. It wasn't the 80s that that we had just good music and then they came out there. This has always been. If you go back to the history of music, you always had some type of raunchy music, and then you had some good music. It's what you decide to put in your atmosphere, and if that's all you listen to, that's all the bullets that you have.
The times have changed, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Right. We had raunchy music when we was growing up. It was called "Baby, You Can Do It, Take Your Time, Do It Right." You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, man, bump you back to sleep, girl. So it's really direct.
No, did you not remember Plies in that when she first came out? And
but that's our generation.
And that was Pretty P.
But what about I remember as a child hearing a song about a man saying, "You ain't done a doggone thing until you stand up in it." I remember hearing Candy Liquor. I remember hearing Stroking. I remember hearing those were explicit.
No, they kind of innuendo.
Stroking is kind of. I don't remember.
I'm gonna lick you till you what?
I remember that when I was older. I don't remember that when I was a kid. I don't remember that when I was a kid. I remember that when I was older.
I remember that when I was a kid.
I remember
I remember that. And I remember Millie Jackson. I remember
I don't remember Kiss You Where I Miss You until I got older. That's just me though. Like
it was a genre of music that was raunchy, and it would have been
like Red Fox albums. Raunchy always existed.
It always existed. So like for us to sit up and be like, now it's a problem. It's not.
No, it was no billionaire
Marvin
singers. It was no billionaire. This is being heightened.
It's
true. It's been
so
there.
You know why there was no you know where there was no billionaires then, because it was no billionaires then.
No,
we gotta land the plane.
Like there was no billionaires then. There was only millionaires.
No, they had billionaires. The record executives was billionaires.
Man, Michael Jackson had the biggest contract. Qiana. Michael Jackson had the biggest contract. Michael Jackson had the biggest contract, man, before Master P, dog. He was getting 35 cents on the dollar, dog. Master P came in and got 85 cents. So to Qiana's point, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't billionaires in the music industry.
Let me make this point. Right. Know why they paid Michael Jackson less than they paid Master P? Because Master P was saying kill us. Michael Jackson was saying love us. They paid him 50 cents more to kill us.
They destroyed stuff. The rap game got destroyed, man, by the music industry. Let's land the plane.
That makes sense. That makes sense though.
It's big bars.
You want me? So we'll talk about it on Monday or Sunday.
Sunday
for Monday.
Be the best you can be. Write down your 5 things.
Hey, there's more needs to be done than needs to be said. Go ahead.
Hey, man, I'm here and I'll be here.
Hey, Super Cat, get healthy, man. Get better, man. Sending love to you, my brother.
Love and light, brother.
Real deal. So thank y'all for tuning in. It's been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club on 99 Jams. I'm your brother, John.
This is Qiana.
I am the one and only Miss That.
It's your brother, Reno Moore.
And we out.
WUJM.
Y'all, wow.
St. Petersburg. 99 Jams.